513 and WKYC is your education station. And this week we're looking into the future of higher education after many colleges and universities had to quickly adjust to changes brought on by a global pandemic. The question being considered is, will the heavy reliance on remote learning during COVID make going off to school, staying on campus, and taking in-person classes a thing of the past? For the answer, I talked with Ryan Lufkin, a senior director at Instructure, an education technology company that provides learning platforms for educators. Recent research from the company found that the pandemic sped up changes that were already taking place.
So over the last decade, we've seen a lot more availability of online courses, of technology in the classroom to support learning in what we call a blended classroom approach. Over the last 2 years of the pandemic, that's jumped another decade forward, right?
Even though Lufkin says education will be more online in the future, he believes there's always going to be room for an on-campus experience.
It's very formative. It really does teach a lot of those, working with diverse groups, evidence-based decision making, so many different skills that are hard to recreate online. But we are finding ways to do that more.
In fact, Instructure's research found that the preference for online learning and the positive opinion of it both decreased slightly from last year. And Maureen and Dave, that's pretty much people got exhausted for doing online learning. But Lufkin, he does say that he believes that the new norm is lifelong learning, which means that you're always going back to school to retool or reskill. So if you have a career in one field, then you go back to school to kind of start another career. And colleges and universities are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I can see where for somebody who maybe is going back for their master's and is still working, the online classes make more sense. But the college students that I do know, we have family members that are college students, so I'm sure you've heard about this too, Dave. I mean, when it was forced to go online with COVID, I was hearing, it's hard to pay attention. It's hard to interact with the professor. It's hard to ask questions because we've all been on Zoom where when you click to ask a question, maybe, maybe you're muted, maybe you're,
Maybe you turn into a cat.
Maybe,
There's a lot of different things that can happen.
There's that
technical
viral video.
difficulties. But it is fascinating to
It's
see
the
that
engagement. That's what they said. The research shows that whether it's online or in person, you do need that engagement with the professor.
just like at work.
I like the option of it. I would prefer to actually be in class, but you have the option. I was just talking with someone the other day that said they're taking classes at Ohio University, and that's something they might not have been able to do before.
That's
So
true.
it's something that is definitely there for you to have that ability to do that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, Danielle, thank you so much.